Putquito, little puto.
So you call me a little slut, not a big slut though.
Yeah, a putquito.
I'm really glad this is live
Some
now.
putquito más, Miguel. ¿Quieres más?
That sounds like an STD dessert or something.
You would know better than I would, sir.
Well, I'm not Josh.
An STD dessert. Is that like these Sour Patch Kids?
Ow.
Yeah.
Sorry, but I hope they don't. They're kids. They shouldn't have diseases like that.
I never know. We are in Bakersfield.
You've seen the commercials? Those are evil little fuckers.
That they are.
I love them.
The sour and then the sweet.
Hey, Goody.
Goody is checking in. Hey, Goody, how you doing?
Hi, everyone. Excuse me. Some ASMR. Just kidding.
You gotta do it with the chips, too.
Oh, yeah.
Like a
yeah,
slow
we'll do that
crunch?
later.
Like a slow crunch.
Mhm,
Like,
mhm.
move around my teeth first. Oh, that's just fucking weird.
Honestly,
Okay,
I love that shit. Is it weird? I don't know. Like, for me, it's so, like, I just enjoy the sounds.
I just like watching glitter.
Oh, maybe it's because my eyesight's going bad. So that sound for me is, like, soothing.
I didn't think about that.
I don't know.
So if I take my glasses off, I'll like ASMR burgers.
That's possible.
S-O-C-board.
Hey, Miguel,
Yes.
would you rather eat your own arm or watch a movie you hate on repeat for the rest of your life?
Ooh.
Wait, like, so I have to watch, I can't do anything else with my life? Or anytime I want to watch a movie?
Anytime you want to watch a movie, it's the one you fucking hate.
Oh, bon appetit, I'm eating my arm. Fuck that.
I think so. Too.
Can we get Tapatio?
I'll eat it slightly undercooked, like, oh, send this back. It's not done yet.
It's like, whoa, what have I been eating all this time? I can taste it. A hint of Sour Patch Kids, Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Mountain Dew's disgusting.
It is disgusting.
For me, it would probably be White Claw. What else? Cheese, dairy.
My arm tastes like weird Mexican. There we go. All right.
That's no, indoor Mexican.
Still weird. Either way.
Like
That's
how
the weirdest Mexican is the indoor Mexican.
I don't know. Maybe I might watch movies so much and hate it so bad I might actually like it.
It could be one of those like cult classics.
Yeah, and I don't
One's
watch a
that-
lot of movies, so I'll go with the movies. I like to keep my arm bob. Get
Turn you both. You get a spike or something.
a little nubby peg.
Yeah.
As long as I get to keep my right arm, because this is the one. It's a dominant.
What?
I don't know.
I did this, and
Oh,
it looked like I was.
yeah.
From this angle, it definitely did. Like, wait, what are we talking about again?
Joey likes this arm the best, so.
That's fine. Yes. Steven, how you doing? He is wearing his Girls Gordon gin shirt right
Awesome,
now.
thank you, Steven.
And you can't eat the strong hand. Joshua says, "Don't eat the strong hand." And fuck the flu. Hope you feel better, man.
You're strong hand.
You got to catch you some Modelo and find a chick with Lyme disease. Get over that.
Is that how you heal it?
Mm-hmm. That's how you get rid of Corona.
Lyme disease.
Boo.
But fucking me go.
You mad at me because you told a terrible pun.
I guess it was my turn. You get all the attention on that one all the time. It's okay.
Tina says, "Hi, I'm new. How are you doing?"
Hi, Tina.
Hi, Tina.
Welcome to Girls Going Gin.
Welcome, welcome.
Hope we can.
I'm Lauren, and this is Joe.
Yes. Later on tonight, we're going to be talking about Aaron Hernandez, one of the Patriots' tight end.
He wasn't so tight after all, though, as we come to find out.
But jeez, are we ready for some strange news?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I gotta come out of this real quick because I want to read a little bit. Boop, 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 boop. So last week I brought up a kind of like a current event, something that was ongoing, that Lori Vallau and that Chad Daybell, who were Lori I'll just backtrack.
She's the one who was trying to convince him to kill himself.
No.
the one?
Oh no. That was a couple. That was
a while
Michelle
ago. Why am I
chick.
think- Michelle. That's
Yeah.
what it
Missing
was.
kids right now.
Michelle,
Yeah, the missing
Lori.
kids. Yeah, this one has missing kids. What had happened was because there's a timeline. I'll try to recap the best I can for last week, just in case nobody else heard it, and you'll understand what the hell I'm talking about this week. But basically, there's this couple living in Idaho, and she all of a sudden started getting into these doomsday prepping type
Oh yeah, that's right.
activities, and she was really into this doomsday Mormon author named Chad Daybell.
Mm-hmm.
And her current husband was kind of getting tired of her just acting really erratic and crazy. She was telling everybody that she was a transcendent God, that she can't taste death. She was here to lead the last of our people into judgment. Jesus Christ, why can't I find this? It was right here. Damn it. Anyway, they finally caught her.
Oh,
She's been on the run. Anyway, her husband was when they were in Idaho, her brother actually shot her husband in the chest and killed him.
that's right.
And then the children were present. And then I had heard something about later on, like after everything was cleaned up and everything, they ended up having like a pool party at the house, and she went on like nothing had happened. A few months, this was in July of last year when this happened, when he was shot and killed. And then in August, she moved with the kids to another state. And then in September, she took her son out of school and said they were all moving back to Hawaii because she was going to start a new job. Then she got with this Chad Daybell, who was also married and had 5 children. His wife ends up dying. And then a few weeks later, he and her get married in Kauai. And then that's when the grandparents are like, hey, like, we haven't heard from our grandkids for a while. We want to do a welfare check.
Yeah.
They go to the house in Idaho, and they were like, the son's visiting relatives in Arizona right now. The daughter's not home either, this and that. And the cops are like, we smell a lie. So they came back the next day to like go through her house. When they showed up, everybody was gone. Like nobody was there. Mm-hmm. Her and her new husband went back to Kauai, and there's no children. Mm-hmm. So the kids came up, reported missing, I wanted to say in like December of this past year. And then a few weeks back, she was subpoenaed to go back to court in Idaho from Kauai and produce her children to prove that they are still in good health. And she kind of, last Thursday when we spoke about it, there was like a week that had already passed. So that time had already passed. Mm-hmm. And I was like, they're not doing anything. Why are they doing anything?
Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah. And this week, there were people all over the internet posting photos of them at like Hertz rental cars on airplanes, because they went from Kauai to Maui and then back without any kids, all by themselves. And finally, she ended up getting arrested for all kinds of stuff, like abandonment of children that still depended on her for care because they were underage.
And one was autistic, you said, right?
Mm-hmm. The boy was autistic.
Yeah.
He actually had a service dog. She ended up taking the service dog back. I want to say it was like right after she pulled him out of school, saying she was going to start homeschooling him, that they were moving also to Hawaii because she got a new job. Okay. So she took the dog back to the trainer. Right. And the trainer, I believe, rehomed the dog. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so they have her like on a slew of things right now, and she's on $5 million bail. They're not saying anything that's going on with her current husband. So yeah, and then they're still investigating because her brother, who shot her husband, he died in December, and the wife, her new husband's wife, passed away of natural causes. Well, they dug her back up. They're re-examining her body because they're like, yeah, this all seems real fishy. And then this chick was married prior to, before this husband. Mm-hmm. Before the husband that was shot by her brother, she was married one other time.
So she's been married 3
mm-hmm.
times? Okay.
Yeah, she's been married 3 times, and it was with her daughter's father, who passed away of a heart attack when the daughter was real little.
Yeah.
So they're both under suspicion for multiple murders, slewing across a few states. These children, they have no clue what's going on with them.
It's called divorce, people.
Yeah.
Just fucking get a divorce.
Yeah. Well, and he was trying to get a divorce. He served her with papers, and she was just like,
Cuckoo.
Did
Oh.
she refuse somehow? Yeah.
I think she did. I think even in the paperwork, she said that, like, if you do anything to stop me or whatever, I will kill you. Like, there was, like, they were showing documents that she had handwritten that on the paperwork. Like, bitch wasn't playing around. But hopefully the kids aren't dead. Hopefully they're just stuck in a cult somewhere.
That would be, I mean,
Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe
who knows what would be better?
who knows? Because she's a doomsday prepper. She thinks the end of the world is coming. She thinks she's a god. She's following this author guy around, and however he thinks, I have no freaking clue.
I
But
don't know. It sounds like maybe he brainwashed her.
maybe, I don't know.
That doesn't sound far off to me. That sounds pretty dang.
I don't know.
plausible.
Either way.
Yeah, I'm interested to know what else is going to happen because it's been something current that's been kind of ongoing, and
Yeah, this is crazy.
maybe they even killed more people, or maybe there is a big cult that they're connected to that nobody knows about. You know what I'm saying?
Like a brand new one.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Maybe the kids are there. Maybe there's still a chance that they can find these kids, and these kids haven't been there long enough to have, you know, I mean, they could possibly have some kind of damage depending on how they were treated, but it's not like
Right.
they've been there for years and they've been conditioned into this.
Right. Well, hopefully.
So hopefully, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my little my short story long strange news. So
Damn.
I guess maybe we'll see what happens next week if anything new comes up.
Fuck yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I think we need to keep up on the story. That's
Absolutely.
super fudged.
It's almost like
Mormon. I didn't cuss.
what?
High five.
They don't cuss. They're very non-cussy people.
Oh well, they're also not supposed to drink caffeine or.
It's just stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Caffeine is what made the world better. God, never. I'm not gonna get angry.
Yes, it does.
Okay. It literally created the Enlightenment. All right. So screw those people. Their non-coffee drinking ways.
You know how many morning murders were avoided because of coffee?
What if that is why we have overpopulation?
Because we're not killing enough people because there's so much coffee going around the
There's
world.
so much delicious coffee, you can't murder people in the morning. Oh, sorry, guys.
Illuminati.
Or people just don't use contraception like they're supposed to.
I think that's probably
But
what I want.
Reckless
I believe the
bastards.
children said their pull-up game is weak, yo.
Ah! Oh my God, Miguel.
Joshua says,
Stupid.
what if Jones faked his death? Oh, shit.
Oh,
I think we have pictures of his dead body.
that don't mean shit.
I'm thinking of the
We got him of Osama bin
Jim
Laden
Jones,
too,
right?
but that don't mean nothing.
Mhm.
We have pictures of him dead? I thought we didn't.
We
Yeah, we
have
did.
so many different pictures of him.
Yeah, who's to
Osama
say?
bin Laden, dude. Like, there's so many different video clips of it. That's a whole other episode.
Mhm.
On how every single one looks slightly different
Yeah,
than the last one.
I don't like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
just
It's just, the government and propaganda and media and whatnot. We'll get into that eventually.
We've got some amazing conspiracies in the comments the other day. What if Weekend at Bernie's actually happened? Shit.
I think there have been people who've done things like that just to keep their bodies going so they can collect their shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Social Security fraud.
Yeah.
Pension frauds. As long as the people say, "Oh no, they're totally fine," they'll keep sending them.
Ah.
They've been getting it
Oh,
since the
someone
Civil
who's
War.
like a caretaker.
Yeah.
No, they're fine.
Yeah. I wonder if that's why Norman Bates did that. keep his mother looking like she's upstairs in the window so that Social Security will keep sending him checks.
That's a real.
He goes, you know how much money it takes to run a fucking hotel, people? Nobody's coming here.
Aw.
That's like the real story. He's just everyone's painting him out to be a murderer.
Right.
And shit. He's just like, I can't keep up on rent.
California's hard, motherfuckers.
I'm on my wits end.
Oh
Okay. Picture this, you guys. It's January 22nd, 2016. It's a cold Sunday, about 3:40 a.m. in Michigan. And a Mr. Clifford Ray Jones, a 58-year-old male, is in his Toyota, going down the I-75 with no seatbelt, sunroof wide open, pants down, and porn on his phone.
Oh, this sounds like this is going to be a fun trip.
And, well,
I think that might have been an Uber driver I had a couple weekends ago.
it was a trip, but not quite fun. He ended up rolling multiple times, and he was ejaculated through the sunroof. I mean,
Damn it.
ejected.
Same difference. I said
Ejaculated?
ejaculator works just fine.
Yeah.
I just saw him stop dead in his tracks and look over like, what the fuck?
Oh, Peanut, did you hear the story?
Something.
Did you hear the beginning of the story?
No.
Oh,
I think that's why he
You-
stopped.
you missed it. A dude was basically driving down the freeway with no seatbelt on, sunroof open, pants down, porn on his phone, basically jerking off while he's trying to drive.
Living his life.
A sad, strange, almost 60-year-old man.
America.
Just so disgusting. Almost sounds like some bar patrons you might have had in the past.
It's possibly. Oh my gosh.
But yeah, he did not survive. Of course. And that's why we're giggling today.
Jesus. Yeah.
It's his own fault. He's being fucking disgusting. That sounds like a porn addiction to me.
Well, a lot of things.
No, I would say midlife crisis, but he was older, way older. You gotta crunch into the microphone.
You buy a car in a midlife crisis. You don't ejaculate through one.
I hope everyone heard that. That was good.
Jesus.
Ejaculate.
Giggity.
All right. And on to maybe more serious thing. Unless we have any comments, questions, or
Easy ways to make fun of Miguel.
Oh yeah.
We haven't done
totally.
that segment yet. Rip on Miguel.
I don't like that one. Nanny's watching. I've seen a dildo joystick. I'm kinky as, but I don't jack off to people. I just do it. Oh my god.
What?
All right. Good
okay.
Good
What?
call. I did not read that whole comment beforehand.
Yeah, you probably should have.
I just started reading as we went.
That's
Mandy,
a bad
you
idea.
nasty
You're a
girl.
horrible producer. What the hell is happening over there?
It fit the topic.
It's starting to sound like 11 o'clock at night infomercial
Girls Gore
on Saturday.
the Bakersfield gentleman, according to reports about Bin Laden's cave, a bunch of Dirty Randy's poems were in there, but they weren't allowed to be shared on the social medias. So a whole bunch of publicity just wasted.
Wah, wah.
A lot of people say they would probably go ahead and watch the movie because they want to keep both arms. I feel that's a waste. I don't want both arms if I can't watch good movies.
Did I say that he was in a Toyota? See where he was in life.
So sick. That would be an epic way to die, though. Nandy says, "Die during an orgasm." Yeah, I think that's not bad. And we're
We
definitely.
don't even know if he achieved his goal.
I'm gonna go with yes. That'd be so sad if he didn't.
He achieved something.
I'm sorry. My freaking dog just headbutted into the table.
Pretty fun. And we are being asked a lot of questions about the chips.
The chips.
Oh my god, they're so good.
Pickle Rick, bitch.
It
Not
really,
sponsored.
I wish though, for real.
I know. I think
We could be fucking Rick and Morty characters.
aw, bitch. I like Scary Terry. He was like I'm gonna kill you, bitch.
Jesus.
Get out of my way, bitch.
I mean, we wouldn't be opposed.
yeah, I know.
So
I know.
if anyone wants to
You
draw
son
us
of a
like Rick and
bitch,
Morty.
I'm in.
I forgot about that one. No, these are.
Shut up, Miguel.
Oh, shut up,
I'm
Miguel.
sorry. I'm over here looking at
Because he doesn't like Rick and Morty. Because he doesn't get it. He's just not on that level.
He's not at that intellectual level
Yeah,
yet.
it takes a lot of intellectual levels about pooping in a toilet.
You shut your
Is that what it
mouth.
is? What the
Okay.
hell was that?
I totally
Shut
get it.
your mouth.
I totally get it.
I just got kicked off of it. That's weird.
We're still going. Don't worry.
Okay. It's just mustard.
Here
chip.
is a very dangerous drinking game posed. Every time Joe and Lauren laugh, take a drink. Pretty sure people will be dead.
Yeah,
Don't do
seriously,
that.
we laugh quite a bit. That would be awful.
There's a murder going on.
Don't do that.
Yeah, please don't.
Do not do that.
You will die.
You will die.
Probably
And then
die.
Lauren would probably end up hearing about your story and laugh.
And then I'll giggle at you because you're stupid.
You
That
have to
shit.
drink more from the grave.
Which, hey, maybe we might, honor you. Wow, whatever. I don't know.
Although if you become
Do
a serial
those Day of
killer,
the
we will
Dead
not talk
things.
about you.
No,
That's the one thing.
not at all.
Yeah, you cannot get famous by murdering people. Not fair. Question for everybody out there: what's a good song to play for a jukebox at the bar? He's looking for a good Girls Going Gin song.
Honestly, I don't know. We need a theme song.
We seriously do. And
I wish one of our super cool musician fans would.
We actually had one that was being worked on for a long while, and then that was a very, 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 very long time ago.
Does that
Very.
same
Yeah.
does that
Very.
same musician owe us a certain specimen?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Oh, okay.
No, but I'm glad you brought that up.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
And it's not him at the Irish concert week before.
I'm
last.
not over that, by the way,
I know.
I've totally forgot about that.
because it's rude. But anyway, you know what else is rude? Murder.
Good.
Actually, before we go into the murder, that's what else that's also rude.
Oh God.
That's-
You cutting her off like that, Dick?
You fucking bitch.
No, I told you guys I had something.
Sorry, I couldn't say bitch without laughing.
It's rape, all right? Let's talk about rape.
It's rape.
Let's talk about rape. It's way
Rape
more.
is rude.
It's way more rude than cutting somebody off. If you're gonna rape me, just cut me off instead, okay? That's Miguel's stance on that. No, but God damn it. Dang it, where is his name?
Say no to rape.
Wow.
It's okay.
In Sacramento, Ronald Mark Floodmere, now 67, also known as the pillowcase rapist, who is charged with 29 counts of sex crimes, with victims ranging as low as 5 years old. Was released 30-some years early of a 69-year stint because a loophole he was sentenced in the middle of gave him a 1-for-1, which basically meant every 1 day of good behavior, he got 1 day off his sentence.
Bullshit.
So a man who should have died in prison basically got, well, he's 67, so he's old, but he's not that old.
No, he's still old enough to go
That's
do
not-
shit.
Yeah.
Look at the Golden State fucking Killer and
Yeah.
fucking Samuel Little and shit. They're all old ass men and they were still doing shit.
Oh, so here we go. He only served 32 years.
Aw.
67-year sentence.
That's
Okay.
bullshit. That's straight bullshit.
Yeah, Marie was just 4 when she was attacked. Her mother was dating her at the time. He'd also sneak into other people's houses, but she got
Fuck,
some of the
dude.
biggest brunt of it because they were in such close proximity. Oh my gosh.
Jesus.
She said it felt like having to relive her whole situation again
I bet.
when they called her to
Damn.
tell her, hey, he's going to be released in the next couple weeks.
Jesus.
So,
And then you got to worry about, like, is he going to do anything?
Cool,
Like, is he going to find out where I
yeah.
live?
Now you get to uproot your whole fucking life and move somewhere else.
Or you just
to-
pay somebody off the dark web to do some shit for you.
I
Yeah,
wish
well,
that-
or some Italian friends might know some people that know some people that know some people.
Just kind of hang out where you live. Keep your gun close, and when they come in,
oh, self-defense.
Put out a Craigslist ad for something that he would come for. Be like, this motherfucker showed up at my house.
Real quick, Josh is watching. Josh is watching on YouTube. So, what kind of music do you want for your channel theme? If you wouldn't mind, I will message you, Josh, after the show, so we can talk about that more. Or I'll,
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, it would be amazing. And then,
But I do like creep-tastic. So stupid.
I liked it.
So dumb. Oh my god, you guys, we got to get into this shit.
Wait,
All right, yeah. So I just wanted to bring that up because that was fucking horrible.
so shut up then, Miguel. Just kidding. I'm sorry, you want chip? You want chip, bitch?
Get your.
He doesn't like Pickle Rick.
Here's a chip, bitch.
He doesn't deserve Pickle Rick.
Good. I don't want no pickle. Rick.
Not even out of a dented can because they were all dented.
You know what? I want to hear about gay footballers. Let's hear about.
Well, we're not going to talk about your brother today with his boyfriend Tom Brady. We're going to talk about their third wheel and some of his other.
Ha ha. Sorry, that got stuck to my teeth.
Jeez. So tonight we're talking about Aaron Hernandez, the tight end for the New England Patriots. Jesus. And this one wasn't even all that long ago.
No. Okay, so June 17th, 2013 in Massachusetts, a kid was jogging through an industrial area and he found a dead body.
Mm-hmm.
So the captain, I guess he was closest to the area, Captain Joseph Dorenzo.
Mm-hmm.
He was closest to the scene. So he comes out and then he has to get, obviously, the local police involved so they can all come out and look. What was his name? Michael King of the police department. They all came out and found a man with multiple gunshot wounds to his chest, and he was obviously dead.
Mm.
There were 5 shell casings, a white towel, a hat, or something like a ball cap. And then they ended up looking over the body. They found a wallet. Oh, one thing that I know was really specific to this case at first was the fact that they had to quickly cover the body because there was a rainstorm coming.
Oh, wash away evidence.
Yeah, so they had to pull a tarp and all that stuff. Just to make sure that the body didn't get any other,
Tarps are very helpful.
That goes.
Yeah.
If they're covering.
Damn bird poops.
Really good at hotels and whatnot. If only one would have brought that up in another show. I don't know.
The wallet belonged to an Odin Lloyd from Boston, which was actually an hour away from where he was found.
Okay.
He lived in Boston, but he was found about an hour away, and police were curious on what this body was doing there, like why this guy was here. They found keys in his pocket that later on, after obviously they pulled the tarp off after the storm came and all that stuff. So one important part of this is that they had to collect whatever evidence they could before the storm came.
Makes sense.
And so while it was raining, they had to have the body covered in a tarp, but not moved because they wanted to preserve whatever they could. So it took about a day for all that stuff. And then they could, lift the tarp and, Yeah. So they did that. In this guy's pocket was the keys to, obviously, his wallet, which they found out who he was, and the keys to a rent-a-car, the Enterprise rent-a-car, and they traced the order for the car to an Aaron Hernandez, obviously. And they weren't sure at first if it was the guy from the Patriots, but, they obviously looked at the employer part on the paperwork and it said New England Patriots. So, yeah. There's that. And he lived close by.
Yeah. It wasn't like a mile away from where Aaron was living.
About a mile away.
Yeah, that was crazy. Was that the guy that was his it was his soon-to-be sister-in-law's husband?
Yes, Shanna Jenkins.
Yeah.
Yes, that was her sister's boyfriend, the guy that had died. So
yeah, and he was also a semi-pro football player himself for the Boston Bandits, I think. Boston Bandits?
Was it the Bandits? Hang on. I think I wrote it down.
Yeah. I tried to memorize more than I had to write, but there's just so much with all this. There's so much detail.
Lot. We're probably going to end up doing a part 2 next week.
Yes.
which it's already, yeah, we're at 31. We might have to do a part 2, but we'll see.
We'll try to do our best to get through all
We'll
this
do our
today.
best. But
Yes.
yeah, even, hey, if you guys would love a part 2, that's cool.
And you said that was
Jenkins.
yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I didn't get the sister's name. The sister
didn't
that
either.
was dating Odin Lloyd.
I didn't get her either. But yeah, he was semi-pro football player
Mm-hmm.
for the Boston Bandits. What was it like? Wasn't even that long. It was like 10 days later. Wasn't he arrested? 10 games later. He got to be able to play like 10 games before they finally arrested him in his home.
Oh, I
for-
didn't hear about that shit.
Oh.
About how many games he got to play
Yeah.
after. All I knew was about the specific investigation. So that's actually
Okay.
really interesting news.
Okay,
Like,
yeah,
interesting
to
know.
I went the opposite route with it. You got like that detail for that shit. And I got the other stuff. So I'm like, where can I
Fuck
find
yeah, this is
somewhere to
cool.
throw that in there?
All right,
Um,
cool.
But yeah,
No, I didn't even know that. Like, he
Yeah.
still got to play football while he was like,
no, they hadn't even had him yet. He
Oh,
just
okay,
signed
yeah,
a
yeah.
$40 million contract. He was
right.
he already played for them, I think, for 2 years already,
Mhm.
and they extended his contract out because he was so talented. He was like everybody was looking at him,
right.
and they extended his contract for 5 years, and they gave him $40 million.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah. So he went on after that. He went on to play like 10
He could
games.
have just bought some property and like been a property manager.
Yeah, right.
Like, or just bought some property and hired property managers and like, cool, like that'll be my shit.
Yeah. But no, he was arrested for suspected of first degree murder and 5 firearm violations. 2 hours after he was released, the Patriots fired him. And then the NFL and the Patriots held a jersey exchange so that if you had an Aaron Hernandez jersey, you can go and exchange for whatever player you wanted
Wow,
to.
that's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I saw videos of people burning their jerseys
Mhm.
like, I gotta do what's right.
Yeah.
Like,
And after everything came out, that's a hate crime. But
Oh,
dude,
Jesus.
that's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I'm,
And
I'm sorry to slow us down though,
Go
but
ahead.
Mandy had a question. It's a little
Okay.
out of there.
Okay.
And also Steven did too.
Sorry, my
It'll be
dog
out
is
there.
like,
You're
he is not amused with your jokes.
the dragon under the table. Jeez.
Anyway, how many skulls do we have collectively, if you guys know?
Can we count the birds?
I would count them
I
all.
don't know.
1, 2,
Maybe-
3, 4.
4. I don't
So
know.
like
Maybe
6
we
to
can
7.
make it a game.
If we count
Throughout
ours,
a couple of
1, 2,
episodes
3.
and-
yeah.
Maybe the people who watch pay attention and
Spot
count
the difference.
how many skulls we have in each episode.
Mm,
That would be cool, yeah. And then the question from Mandy is, random question, but do you think buying tarot cards off Wish app is legit, or does it defeat the purpose of the energy and creativity behind authentic ones?
Okay, that doesn't have anything to do with Aaron Hernandez.
That's way off top. That's what
Not to
skulls
be
are.
rude,
yeah, we can.
but
That's an Instagram question.
absolutely, yeah.
Okay, and then
We'll talk about stuff like that in another episode. I know we did tarot one episode, but we can do like a more
Yeah.
extensive episode later.
Or maybe just a
About that,
wild
yeah.
card. Ask us whatever questions you want to ask.
yeah,
this
yeah,
episode.
absolutely.
Summer's coming up. We're gonna get hot and thirsty soon.
I
So.
know. Keep your Sour Patch Kids ready.
But yeah, and then in the middle of all of, in the middle of him going to court and everything for this one for Odin, they kind of brought up the other two, the drive-by. There was a drive-by shooting that they suspected
I
him
heard
being
about
involved
those,
in,
but
Mhm.
I only got kind of a little bit of information on one of them.
Yeah.
Where something about him being in a club and him getting mad and
It was something like, I think somebody spilled their drink on him or something and got upset. Him and some friends were all together. They caught up with the car, and shot and killed. It was basically a drive-by. It was in 2012. He did drive-by shooting in Boston, killing 2, just 1 week before his training with the Patriots.
Allegedly, it
Yeah.
was him.
Allegedly, it was him, but I believe he was acquitted for that one.
Yeah, there was a witness who saw him at the scene, but they couldn't.
Yeah.
Okay, from what I remember, the witness changed his story.
Oh, okay.
So that's why they couldn't get like real hard evidence on what had happened and just whatever. So it was like, okay, fine, whatever. Like they just
Right.
let it go.
Yeah.
That was one of them. I don't know the other one.
Right.
I don't know if it was.
I think he did. And and then also when he was found guilty, he was found guilty of first-degree murder of Odin Lloyd.
Oh shit! Yeah, we didn't.
And
get there yet.
When he was in prison, I mean, if you've seen if you've seen some of the documentary, if you watched some things on it, there was a guy on the Netflix documentary saying that he did have like an intimate relationship with Aaron when they were in high school and they played football together and everything. That one I kind of heard was kind of false because there had been slight rumors prior that he was bisexual, which I mean, that's his business. I mean, fuck it. That's what he does in his bedroom. Ain't nobody else's business. But,
Right.
Supposedly when he was in prison, he actually ended up with another man
Shit.
and started confiding in that man other information like that no one else knew about. And one was on a possible fourth murder.
Shit.
A fourth or a fifth. It had to have been a fourth murder. Yeah, because it was Odin Lloyd and then the two that was shot and killed in the drive-by that he was acquitted of. And then he was telling the one guy in prison that, yeah, there was another one. Like I, shot this dude and I dumped his body out in the river. And the lawyers and stuff tried to silence this guy basically like when Aaron was in prison and everything. Sorry, I'm starting to jump ahead, so I feel like I need to stop. So
Yeah,
sorry.
Because there's a whole lot that leads up to
I've jumped
all
ahead.
of this stuff. No, it's okay. I'm
just gonna sit here and eat my chips.
I love that we get excited about this stuff.
Murder makes us happy.
I love murder.
And nuggies.
It is a fascinating story.
It is.
The guy had everything.
Mhm.
Like, could do whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
$40 million.
Right.
And
Star athlete. Everybody's looking at him for everything.
well, like I was saying, if he did have those tendencies, it's not like it's super accepted
Yeah.
in that kind of culture.
We may not even get into that whole part until next week.
Yeah.
Because there's so much in between that we need to cover.
And there's so much prior to his NFL shit too that I think is more
I
relevant
didn't
to his
even
life.
get too far into his home life.
Oh,
and,
shit.
Like, how he was when he was a kid or
Oh.
anything. Like,
I think a lot of that I got a lot on that one. That's
okay,
There's a
cool.
lot into
So
it.
there's going to be a part 2, the 27th. That's next week. We're gonna do part 1 and 2. Oh wait, my goodness, my dog's tails are going crazy. They're just really excited. Sorry, guys.
He's like, Mommy, I'm helping you dust.
Peanut's mad.
Uh-oh.
Okay. All right. So we were going through how they found the body. They found this body and they had to preserve it. That was a really important part. We're probably going to get into it next week on why that was important. But we're going to talk about the first half of this shit. All right. So they assume that Aaron Hernandez is actually in danger because they see that he's rented this car and this guy's dead. Hey, we don't know what happened to him. Like maybe something happened to him. So they go to his house. They show up. The cops show up. No one is answering, but the lights are on. All of the lights are on. The TV's on. And nobody's answering. It's like all the lights are on, but nobody's home. So he finally answers the door after a while. And he's really upset. Like, he's really kind of like, what? What do you guys want?
Yeah.
Kind of like pissed off that they're asking him shit. And he's like, oh, they're basically asking him questions, and he just ends up giving them his lawyer's card. It was like, here, talk to him, and then just shuts the door in their face and locks it. Like, he's just like, I'm not gonna fuck with these people. And then,
Smart.
yeah, excuse me, he decides to go downtown. He contacts the police department and is like, all right, fine, I'm gonna go downtown, but I'm gonna go with my lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes there, and he's waiting in the parking lot where they have surveillance. He's waiting for his lawyer. Or he's waiting inside, rather. And he's just sitting there waiting. And then the lawyer shows up. He goes outside, sits in the lawyer's car, and starts tearing his phone apart.
Oh, yeah,
He
yeah.
just starts, like, taking his phone apart as he's talking to his lawyer. And then the phone's fully apart, and then the lawyer goes inside and basically tells the police department, hey, he's done with questions for today. He's not answering any more questions.
Yeah.
And so they ask him for his phone, and the lawyer's like, no, you can't have it.
Yeah.
So that's the end of that for that point in time. So, eventually, investigators pull his girlfriend over because she drove there with him, and she had a baby at this point. They had their baby together, and it was like really crazy. Yeah, there's a child involved in all this. It's so sad. So she goes, but she ends up leaving. We don't know why. We don't hear really why, as far as I know. And then the police have suspicion to pull her over because her sister's boyfriend is the one that's dead.
Right.
So they pull her over, and she starts crying, and she's freaking out. Like,
she's trying to get her way out of this shit. She's like, oh my God.
I just want to get out of the ticket.
I got postpartum. I need to get out of here. I'm going to say and do some crazy shit.
He was really good at football.
Right.
Yeah.
Seriously. No, but she starts crying and she's freaking out. But then she gets a phone call from Aaron.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, she like straightens up and she's fine. And she doesn't say anything else after that.
Mm-hmm.
So she stops talking. He goes out. He's taking apart the phone, all that stuff. And then they eventually find out that there was another car that was rented to him.
Okay.
At a different point. This other car was seen in different surveillance videos throughout this whole case.
Okay.
Like, so yeah, they found one car, but there was like also another car that was like.
Was that the one they ended up seeing on the home surveillance footage?
It
and
might have
stuff?
been. It was a Nissan.
Okay, a
Nissan
lighter one?
Altima.
Was
yeah.
it? Okay.
It was like a lighter color.
Because there was footage that they have, because it was himself and two friends, I think. They were supposedly together. Or maybe that was from the drive-by.
Ooh, I don't know.
Because they've got footage of him like getting out of like a lighter kind of car with two friends, and they were security footage.
Mm-hmm.
And he destroyed his phone to get rid of the evidence of text messages. I think it was for this one. I really do, but I could be wrong. But anyway, he destroyed his phone, and then he tried to go in his house and destroy a lot of the surveillance footage, but he was stupid when he did it because he basically left like the point when he got home and then like after the fact, basically like not the time he was gone and left and all that. Yeah, like he pulled it on the camera. It shows like it's showing down in his garage,
Yeah,
the outside or his carport or driveway. I apologize.
Okay.
Him and his two friends get out and they're doing some weird stuff, and it looks like the guy that gets out of the back seat like goes back to like pull a gun out, and like Aaron leans over the seat and it looks like he's like fucking with a bunch of shit. And they get out and they go to like open the garage door, and they both like hurry up, or all three of them hurry up and duck under the garage door and get in real quick. And then it shows the footage from inside the house, and they're acting kind of weird. they end up leaving. Then he's like still pacing his house and walking around. And then he comes out of a doorway and he's got a gun in his hand. And it was this, it looks about the same type of gun that was used in that investigation. But he was stupid the way he tried to edit his fucking security footage. And then I think he wanted to say there was like a power outage or some shit like that for.
I didn't even know that he tried to alter that.
Yeah,
footage.
he tried fucking with some of it, but it was stupid. But yeah, so that was evidence they had against him too for that. Not just the cars and the cell phone being destroyed, but they had like actual surveillance from his house.
Yeah. Oh shit. Okay, so this surveillance video that they got of this particular car was also going to the industrial area that they found this guy's body.
Okay.
Okay. So there was no gun found though, obviously. And they started, because there was really not a whole lot of evidence that there was evidence that connected him, but they couldn't get everything.
Mhm.
So they started looking into his past.
Okay.
And so they noticed that he had punched somebody, a bar manager, over a bill.
Oh yeah,
That
I heard about that one.
He's
like, I'm Aaron Rodgers, bitch.
Basically,
Hernandez, sorry.
He fucking blew out this guy's eardrum, and his team lawyer, the fucking Patriots team lawyer, got him out of it.
Nice. I mean,
it was worth so much to the NFL. Why would they let him get caught up in something little like that?
See, this is where this pisses me off. They obviously know that he has a history of violence. And they didn't, like, when they saw this, like, that should have been like a, no, you're done. But they had just spent $40 fucking million on him. So, of course, they're gonna keep letting him play for them and,
make them money.
Make the money, of course. So the team lawyer got involved and all that, but there was another instance at another, I don't know if it was the same bar, or he frequented a regular club.
Wasn't it like a strip club or something?
Rumor?
I don't know. I know he'd like to go to a certain strip club or some shit.
Club Rumor is what I remember it being called. And for me, Club Rumor sounds like a gay bar, to be honest.
Es posible, no judgment.
But yeah, I guess 2 people were shot another night where the team was there at the club, and people were shot and people were fighting and all that shit. And the witnesses describe Aaron running away with a gun in his hand.
So that's possible. When well, besides the Odin Lloyd and the 2 that were in the drive-by, and the one he confesses to his celly lover.
We'll get into that eventually.
There was also another case that started against him when he was in prison, going through the trials and stuff. It was a civil suit against from another man against Aaron, claiming that Aaron shot him in the face and dumped him in an alley to die.
Oh my
and
God.
This guy's face, it's deformed. Like, he lost his eye, so it's all messed up. I mean, he lived obviously, but like his face is all messed up from being shot in the face.
Yeah.
And it was supposedly from Aaron Hernandez, tried to kill him. I don't remember the reason what it was for, but he even, supposedly did that.
So far from what I'm seeing, it's a pattern of somebody that he feels might have disrespected him.
Right. And he has, there is a lot of back stuff from him growing up. His upbringing wasn't very good. His father was a former football player.
Very hard on him.
Really hard on him. Expected a lot from him. Was an alcoholic.
Ooh, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, his mother, she was kind of shifty too. She was kind of abusive in a sense too. Her and the dad were constantly in fights in the house, especially when he'd come home drunk.
From what I remember, she was just super passive. Which is sort of like,
She
I don't know, I could be wrong. But
She
from
might have
what
been.
I got of it. Well, there wasn't a whole lot on her, but from what I remember,
Oh, there's
I
some
mean,
shit.
I don't know, maybe I just didn't look that hard. But I don't know, I didn't hear anything like from her except for that she just like
she was kind of like whatever about it when he was in
let
prison and shit.
him- Yeah.
Yeah, well, she was a secretary at the school, and the dad actually ended up working for the maintenance and janitorial service of the school.
Okay.
Well, she got in trouble in 2012 or 2010 maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no, I'm sorry, 2001. She got in trouble. She's still a school secretary that her kids go to, and her husband works there too. And supposedly she was helping another accountant cook some books.
Oh,
And she got in trouble for that shit. How embarrassing. I guess the kids like heard a lot of bullshit from it while they were in school. And then the mom was supposedly having an affair with a local drug dealer and gang member guy. And
That's so ghetto.
yeah, and when the
That
boys
sounds like me in my 20s.
and when the boys were still, I mean his older brother DJ, I think. DJ
Yeah,
went
DJ.
off to college to go play. He was still in high school because he was the younger brother.
Yeah.
And then their dad passed away. Well,
Oh yeah,
within
he was 16 when his dad died.
Yeah, well, the mom ends up dragging that drug dealer boyfriend into the house and like moves him in automatically, basically. So he started running around on the streets with like bad kids and going and staying at houses with, shady people. And
That makes me sad.
yeah, even his they do like a psych eval for the NFL.
Oh, we'll get into
Yeah.
that fucking shit too.
Yeah, he had a lot of stuff going on. He really liked being the center of attention. He didn't like being alone. He always felt he had to prove himself. He just had so much going against him before he became an adult and then got all this money and it just really, I mean, you have money, you have power, everybody knows how fucking great you are and you thrive on that and you feel like you can do whatever you want. You have this
Absolutely.
sense of entitlement and rightness when you're really you don't do that. So yeah, there is a lot. I in a very small sense, I do feel bad for him because I do feel that he might have had, even though he had parents that pushed him to be disciplined and good in school and all these other things, he just kind of had some other disadvantages in life that really screwed him up. And on top of, you get hit in the head so many times. I mean, there's, secondary, brain hitting even if you have a helmet on.
Yeah, those are obviously definitely things we're going to talk about next.
Yeah.
I'm surprised this is actually taking 2 episodes.
I know there was a lot. I was like, shit, I don't know how we're
There's
gonna
so
fit this.
much on this whole story.
Yeah.
It's so fucking crazy, but it's also like it's intriguing, but also really sad. But also like, ew, like disgusting. Like this guy's a piece of shit. But it's like there's so many layers, I would say.
Yeah. Onions have layers, Trick. Onions have layers.
Cakes have layers.
Yeah. And maybe we might have something special going on with it too. Maybe, hopefully, with the next one. Maybe. We can't tell you. But it's possibly.
It's possible, and we will inform you as soon as we know.
That would be amazing. It could be Russians, it could be whatever. You never know. You never know when you're here.
We did get requests for another Urban Legends episode.
Oh, really?
Ooh, cool.
Anyone in
All right.
particular?
I think it was just like a hodgepodge again. I think it's like
Urban
Oh.
Legends. All right, we'll get into something maybe specific.
I had fun with the last one just because the little stories that are around the country, like there's so many different ones.
Oh, yeah. Like Australia has a whole set, like the Wendigo. They have like their whole set of.
I
Urban
honestly
legends.
don't even think we got into all of the ones that we wanted to talk about last
I don't think
time.
so.
I'm sure
Because there's so many. Yeah, if you guys have any suggestions or any topics that you'd like us to talk about, let us know for sure. Because, yeah, there's a plethora of things that we can talk about.
There's so much murder out there. Yeah.
So murder, well, not even just murder. If you guys like paranormal things, or if you have any certain conspiracy theories that you would like us to do some research on, or any true crime things, like any crime.
Things
I
we
like-
may not have
I
heard
like
of before.
crime.
There actually, we just talked about some conspiracy theory today for Victor Gentleman. There is a company in Vegas called Illusion Cigars,
Illusion.
and the owner.
How do you spell that?
Illusion.
Like losers?
ILL. Oh gosh.
Illusion.
UI. Yeah, SNE. Illusion. I don't know. I'll look it up. For you.
Lean cuisine.
But I know.
This is what you said. This is what I wrote.
No, I said ILL.
Illusion.
Not little.
This is what he said, and that's what I wrote. So.
She started saying L. You can't listen to me and Joe.
Oh no, he did say ILL. He was like
You did.
ILL. Illusion.
ILL. Anyway, the dude is super into conspiracy theories, and all of his cigars are named after a different one.
Perfect.
All the
Awesome.
bands are like logos and insignias from different conspiracy theories.
Well, why aren't they here, Miguel?
Well, because
Cheap bastard. Oh, because you didn't think about it.
Thank you, Joshua. Illusion.
Illusion.
USION.
I said that.
Illusion. I
Pendejo.
said that, but you're not spelling it right.
You said illusion.
Illusion. That's what I said. You're just. Oh my god. I'm gonna punch someone. It's gonna be.
You
Joe.
want some coffee? It'll make you feel
I
better.
want coffee now. I want murder.
Oh, murder. A nice hot cup of black, dark, deep murder.
I'm gonna
Bitter
back off.
murder.
We have some comments here. Jack the Ripper being one, and I believe Mandy mentioned earlier. We need to get you guys some old Victorian outfits for that.
I love old Victorian shit.
Did we talk about Jack the Ripper, or we just talked, or maybe that was a strange news where they
If-
found some new info on it?
Honestly,
If we did, it
I
wasn't
think we
enough.
should spend an episode talking about it
That's
because,
like 4 episodes.
to be honest, any episode that we've done
We can go
in the
further.
past, we should redo with the two of us.
Oh yeah.
No,
yeah,
I'm saying with you.
No, even if we did. it
Oh,
wasn't
if I've
enough.
done them, then
No, I think you were. I think you were
But-
on the show when we. That's what I'm saying. Maybe it might have been a strange news when there was because there was new stuff that came out a while back.
Oh, I
They
don't
thought
know.
it was a female or something like that.
You might have.
It
You
might have been strange
done
news.
two. Like you
don't
might have
know.
done an episode of Jack the Ripper, but also a strange news later on.
We never know.
It's possible.
We'll do it again. It'll
It's
be easy week.
possible.
It's possible. It'll be easy week.
We also have horror movies based on true events. Those are always fun.
Oh yeah.
And the New Orleans Axe Murder. I like that one.
Oh yeah. The Axe Man.
Axe Man of New Orleans.
Yes.
And he didn't have an axe like in the title. Which is
No.
that would be pretty simple.
Nah. Jesus. Any more question, comments, or concerns? Because we're kind of getting the end of this.
There's 2 minutes left.
Oh my God! Really? Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're done.
Oh shit! We're done.
So that's why I'm saying we're gonna have a part 2 next week
It's kind of
Yeah.
gotta be
on
done.
this Aaron Hernandez.
Yeah, it was a
character.
lot. There was a lot, like really from the beginning of his life all the way to past the end of his life, even up to just recently. There's some stuff still coming out a little bit, but
Yeah,
Um,
and we didn't even get into all the details of everything. So
yeah,
There's a lot of detail. There's a lot there.
yeah,
Mhm.
there really is a lot, but it's
Well,
cool.
It's funny because he was in the public eye, so people were watching already, and he wasn't a good criminal.
Mhm.
So there's gonna be plenty of details to go over.
Right.
But there's no actual room for conspiracy here. I think it's just
Oh
He
no,
wasn't
this
gonna-
isn't even conspiracy.
Yeah,
this
no.
is true crime. Like this is
Oh yeah. And it's crazy because he was, a very high paid, brand new, very young. He was only 27.
skilled.
Yeah.
severely
Unbelievable.
mentally ill, man.
And it's unfortunate, but we'll get
It
into more of it
is.
next week, guys.
Yeah, but thanks everyone for watching.
Mhm.
Please follow us on Instagram, Facebook. We don't have Twitter, but YouTube.
No Twitter, fuck that.
No twatter. I'm fine with that.
TikTok.
Twat squatter.
We'll
I
stay
don't
with
know.
we'll stay with the Insta Ho or Insta Ham or whatever you call it. Fuck twatter. So
If you have any suggestions or maybe thoughts on what type of photo shoots we should do that don't involve nudity, you jerks, then that would be great.
yeah, that'd be really fucking great. Okay, guys, thank you for joining us this week. And we hope that you join us next week for the shocking conclusion of Aaron Hernandez.
You guys don't. He's not even dead.
Plot twist.
Oh, nice for it.
Shut up, Gil. All right, thank you guys for watching.